What is up, guys? Professional fitness life coach JT Tapias with the Empty Your Bucket Nutrition Plan. If this is your first time on this channel, I am passionate about speaking with you about things that edify the mind, the body, and the spirit from a Christian perspective. I'd like to encourage you to hit that subscribe button or that bell notification so that every time we release a new video, you will be the first one to know. Today, we're going to speak about 7 ways to sustain healthy habits all year around. If you're like most people, you probably start out with the best intentions in January, February, and by March, that motivation starts to waver. If you're anything like that, you definitely don't want to miss this video. Number 1, you want to have a strong why. I oftentimes say that the why is more important than the what. A lot of times we start off with the best intentions, but we really haven't dug deep inside of our convictions. We don't truly know why we want to do things, even though it might be represented as something else. Let me explain. When people come into a weight loss program, most of the time when you ask them, what's your why? They'll say, I want to lose weight, I'm going to an event, I want to look a certain way for this particular situation. And even though that's valid, I believe that when people have superficial motivations, such as meeting a metric, fitting into a dress, or going into an event, that motivation only lasts so long. The motivation that I see, the whys that I see that last the most are the ones that have to do with internal, intrinsic convictions, right? Let me give you an example. People that have had a bad doctor's report, someone that went to the doctor and all of a sudden the doctor said, hey, if you don't change your lifestyle, you're gonna become a type 2 diabetic. You're gonna be insulin dependent. You're going to go on blood pressure medication. Or if you don't change your habits, something horrific is going to happen. And these are the people that come trembling and shaking with a very, very strong why. And it's the people that I see that actually do the best with healthy habits, being able to sustain healthy habits all year round. And you may say, well, that's kind of a fear-based motivation, isn't it? Unfortunately, I believe that one of the biggest motivators for humans is fear, right? We have those 2 buttons that basically move things forward in life, and it's pain and pleasure. You're either doing something to gain pleasure or you're doing something to avoid pain. Those pain and pleasure buttons are really what push us forward. And so if you want to sustain healthy habits all year round, you want to connect to your why. Number 2, you want to have a specific blueprint. One of the things that I see with healthy habits is that people start out with the best intentions. They have some kind of idea of what they want to do with health habits. Maybe they want to get a coach, maybe they get a membership. But you see that they're kind of all over the place and they're just trying to throw a bunch of things on the wall to see what sticks. Instead of doing that, you want to have a very specific laid out plan of how you're going to go about these healthy habits. For example, maybe you want to hire a trainer, right? You want to hire a trainer, you want to speak with that trainer, you want to sit with that trainer, you want to make sure that that trainer has a plan in place for you, right? That they can show you A through Z how these healthy habits are going to work out. Having a blueprint gives you the confidence that what you're doing is actually going to bear fruit versus you chasing your tail and trying to figure things out for yourself. Number 3, visual cues. My friend, out of sight, out of mind. If you're not seeing things consistently, you will not be able to sustain your healthy habits. What do I mean by that? Visual cues simply say that you're looking at things, you're seeing things on a daily basis that are reminding you of your motivators, the things that you need to do. Perfect example is I like to leave my sneakers by the front door. Every time I see those sneakers, I'm reminded that I either need to go out for a run or a workout, that I need to be physically active, right? And that's what those sneakers remind me of. When I open up my refrigerator, I see all my meals there. I'm reminded that I'm eating healthy. When I see my gallon of water, I'm reminded that I need to drink water. When I walk outside into my balcony, I have set up an entire gym so that I can make it easy and I'm seeing it every time. So I'm reminded that I need to work out. Visual cues are simply things that remind you of what you need to do, and they are incredible to keep you in line with your healthy habits. Number 4, we want to set alarms. Most of us live busy lives, right? We put our heads down, we go to work, we go to work for 8 hours. Sometimes we're such a hard workers that we just put our heads down, 6-7 hours have gone by and we haven't had a meal, or we haven't had water, or we haven't gotten up from our cubicle to walk around and move so that we're not sedentary for 5, 6, 7 hours a day, right? And so setting those alarms basically jolt you back into the direction you need to be in, right? Alarms are huge. I probably have over 13 alarms set on my phone. Alarms for meals, alarms to remind me of reading. I'm an avid reader. Alarms for my workouts, alarms for every single aspect of my life, meal prepping, all the things that I need to be reminded of, right? I can't just leave them to memory. I need to set them in my phone so that they're constantly going off. And since most of us carry our phones everywhere, alarms are a great way just to nudge us gently and say, hey, it's time to go do that thing you said you were going to commit to. Number 5, you're going to love this one. You need to make a lofty investment in your health. What do I mean by that? You're like, JT, you're supposed to be telling me things here that are going to save me money. Instead, you're telling me to spend more money. That is right. I truly believe that when we invest, right, when we pay attention, right? Some of us, our most serious clients, the people that do the best inside of our programs, are doing some of the programs that are the most expensive. And you would wonder, well, why? Aren't the more reasonable ones as great? All our programs are amazing. But the people that we see that actually go forth and make a lofty investment into their health move forward and they get things done. Why? I think most of us sometimes we have more, we place more value on our finances than we do on our health. Sometimes we're willing to do more for that investment. In other words, you think to yourself, I paid that money. I got to show up to that session. I got to make sure that I get a return on investment. And a lot of times it's a lofty investment that pushes you forward and keeps you motivated to continue doing what you need to do. So a lofty investment is not always the best thing, but I say in many, many occasions, it's the thing that pushes people beyond their comfort zone. And so I'm a big proponent for investing big so that can serve as a motivator to continue to move you forward. Number 6, self-affirmation. When we get on these healthy plans and we start to make progress, we start to look in the mirror and things start to happen, right? Our clothes fit better, we feel more confident, and that's sort of that self-affirmation. Not a prideful thing to say, look at me and look at that person, but more so to remind yourself and celebrate in your victories. I think that's super important when you're doing that in a healthy way. Obviously, if it becomes something prideful, you probably want to reconsider that. But those affirmations that you see coming from the mirror continue to motivate you to push forward and continue to do the thing you need to do. When I see people unmotivated, they're simply stagnated, right? And when we're making progress, there's tons of motivation there. That self-affirmation is very, very important. Now, of course, you're going to get some exterior affirmations. Some people are going to see you, your friends, your family, your circle of influence, and they're going to say, wow, you look amazing. What are you doing, right? And you want to keep that top of mind, right? You don't want to make that your main motivator because you don't want to depend on other people's opinions. But when you get a good affirmation, you want to remind yourself that what you're doing is helping you move forward and use that as fuel to push you forward and continue to do the right thing. Number 7, and of course, I'm biased as a professional fitness life coach. I had to leave this one for last, but I truly believe it's the best one. My friend, if you want to thrive, if you want to sustain your healthy habits all year round, the absolute best thing that you can do is hire a coach. A coach is not only going to keep you accountable, but a coach is going to have a blueprint in place, and you want to be very careful with that coach that you decide to hire. You want to make sure that that coach has experience, that he's done this before, that he has before and afters case studies that show you that he has been successful with other people, that he's helped other people move forward in this particular goal, this realm that you're trying to conquer. And if you find the right coach, my friend, I can tell you right now that when that motivation starts to waver right around February, that coach is going to nudge you, that coach is going to remind you of your commitments, that coach is going to restructure your strategy, and you're going to be able to continue to move forward day after day. Investing in a coach is probably one of the most powerful things you can do to sustain change. Now, do you need that coach forever? No. A good coach will teach you how to become independent. A good coach will teach you specifically what you need to know nutrition-wise, lifestyle-wise, and they want to teach you that, right? They don't just want to feed you a fish, they want to teach you how to fish. So if you find the right kind of coach, my friend, I would say do not hesitate. hire that coach, because I promise you, it'll be the best investment you have ever made. Guys, those were 7 ways to sustain healthy habits all year round. I hope you got something out of this. If this is your first time on this channel, I'd like to encourage you to hit that bell or subscribe button so that every time we release information like this, you will be the first one to know. If you enjoyed it, share this video with a friend. Let us know in the comments down below what you think, and I will see you very soon. Ciao, ciao.